Hi, St. Mark family. It's Barbara Austin and Father Fabiano.
Hi, everybody.
We're here for another episode of Conversations with Father. And today I'd like to talk to Father about some columns that he's had in the bulletin.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that many of you were able to read the bulletin, but these columns have been written up regarding funerals.
Mm-hmm.
So, you ready to get started?
Sure.
All
Absolutely.
Right. So we've been having a lot of funerals lately.
We have. We've had a lot of funerals here at St. Mark in the last 2 weeks.
And so let's try to go through a little bit of the process.
Okay.
All right. So what would happen if someone has someone who's very, very ill, close to death?
If you have a family member who's very ill, it's good to call the parish to let us know. I'm assuming that this person is a parishioner, or to call their parish, and let the priest know and ask that the person be anointed.
Okay.
You don't have to wait till the person is actively dying. So it can be just in that period of declining, the priest can come and anoint them.
Okay, so what if they're somewhere other than my home?
The priest will go to the hospital, or often a hospice situation. If the person is a parishioner, I'd be happy to go to the hospice, or again, if they're in a different parish, to call their parish and ask the priest to go see them.
And are you going to hospitals or?
We are, yes. We are making visits to healthcare institutions now.
Okay.
They've kind of relaxed that a little bit, assuming all the precautions are in place, and assuming the institution will let us in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be a both and.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now they're anointed, and now they've passed.
Right.
Then what do I do?
Well, usually the first thing you do is get in contact with the funeral home, who helps you with the various arrangements.
And I can pick at any funeral home?
Anyone. Most families have the funeral home that they're sort of their go-to.
Okay.
But yes, that's totally up to you and your family, who you'd like to use for that.
And so they contact the funeral home, and they should contact us?
They can if they would like to. Usually the funeral home acts as sort of the in-between.
Okay.
So when you go to the funeral home to make arrangements, the funeral home will call us and we'll talk about a mutually convenient time. But if you'd like to call us ahead of time and let us know that the person passed, that would be fine too.
Okay, and so the funeral home has information from us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we provide all of the materials to the funeral home that you'll need to plan the mass, the music, the readings. So we even have a little planning form where you can fill out the information. So yes, they will give you everything that you need.
Okay. And so now we get to a place where I think a lot of Catholics may want to know in terms of cremation. What's the church's stance on that?
Well, cremation is allowed. At one time it was not, but it is now. The church asked that the cremation take place after the funeral mass. So it's our preference that the body be present for the mass itself.
Oh, okay.
Some families will do that, some will not. We also welcome, ashes to the funeral mass as well. But it is the preference that the body be there.
Okay. And so now they've made all of these decisions. Then the funeral home works between them and us and all three together.
Right.
And then now we have the funeral mass. Things have changed a lot since COVID began.
In many, many different ways, yes.
We have social distancing.
Right.
We have masks.
Right.
We have people, because their family can't travel because of restrictions in different states.
Right.
We're really kind of now struggling with how do my family get to attend this without maybe necessarily attending.
Right. So when we have a funeral mass, everyone has to wear a mask.
Okay.
We ask that people who are not in the same household are socially distant from each other. People ask what the max number of people is in the church, and roughly it's about 100, somewhere in that number. But a lot of families have been asking us to live stream the funeral masses, because family can't travel from wherever, or they're elderly and they just can't come. So we have been, I think we've live streamed all the ones we've been doing in the last few weeks. And it's actually a lot of people are watching them.
Right.
Because they just can't come, but they want to participate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Have we missed anything that?
One thing I would like to mention in regards to cremation.
Okay.
Is that it's also the church's preference, or really very strong preference, that the ashes be interred somewhere.
Right.
In a cemetery.
Right. Buried.
Buried, exactly.
Or in a memorial or
mausoleum or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That they don't sit on the mantelpiece, in your house.
Or they don't get thrown in your backyard.
Or they don't get scattered.
Yeah, over the lake or
right.
somewhere.
Or they don't get made into a locket that you wear around
right.
your neck or something
right.
like that.
And why is that? What's the...
Right. People wonder why.
Right.
It's because we believe in the resurrection of the dead, mm-hmm. and that the Lord will raise our bodies on the last day. So we keep our physical remains intact, waiting for the resurrection. Really, that's what the cemetery is. It's the place where your mortal remains wait for the end of time. So you want your entire self resting there, awaiting the resurrection. And unfortunately, you go to certain funeral homes and they will try to sell you various things that you can do with your loved one's ashes, but really they should be interred.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yes, lots of people ask about that kind of stuff, so hopefully this helps our viewers.
I hope so too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Course.
That answered a lot of questions. And if you have a question for Father Fabiano, please feel free to email me at baustin@stmarkfalston.org, and make sure that you
like our video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.